Morning, folks. Welcome to another episode of Doing It 365 with your host, Sir Influential out of Racqs 365. And today's episode, I have to let you know straight away, we have a special sponsor on this episode. This episode is sponsored by BOTB, Best of the Best. It's the best competition to win life-changing, life-rewarding gifts and prizes. If you're thinking of getting a new car, but you're not just quite there yet with the finances, enter BOTB's competitions and win your dream car for just £1.50. So simple, so easy. So click the link in the description box below, enter and do the competition, and you can stand the chance of winning your dream car just like that. Remember, June the 21st is coming. You want to be driving around in style when we're outside. So don't forget, the sponsor is BOTB, Best of the Best. They do life-changing competitions, and not just cars. They do getaways, staycation, vacation. There's so many options, so make sure you check them out. That's our sponsor for today's episode on Doing It 365. Now, it's Mother's Day weekend. It's International Women's Week. So it's only right I have two of the most propelling and interesting mothers on the social media space right now. They've been trailblazing, giving us fantastic conversation about all things that are relevant and true to mothers and motherhood. And I have the pleasure of having them on my platform today to discuss a few things that, cross my mind as a man watching women and Black women grow and nurture their children in these times. My guests today are the MamaDramaPod ladies, Shells and Racqs. How are you doing?
Hey, that was one of the best intros I've heard in ages. Forever, best intro, hands down, literally. Thank you so much for having us today. I am tired. I have been up since 6 o'clock this morning, but we're probably going to talk about being a mum and doing this stuff. Thank you so much. We're the hosts of MamaDramaPod, and I'm Shells. And yeah, it's your girl Shells.
And I'm Racqs, echoing Shells. What an introduction. I was back here like, yes, woy. Thank you so much for inviting us on. And you came on our podcast not too long ago and absolutely shut it down. So we appreciate you so much. And we're just happy to be here to, discuss the realities of motherhood.
Most certainly. And I feel a true sense of appreciation because you ladies, I was introduced to you by another woman, and she was like, yo, this podcast, I love these two Racqs and Shells. They keep it real, they're down to earth, they're funny, they have interesting conversations, and some of the topics have me like, well, okay, I never thought about that. So it's only right that, seeing as it's Mother's Day weekend, I really bring some mothers on that are pushing through, that are having a broad scope and interest and can really speak to the issues that mothers face. So one of the first things I want to talk about is mothering through a pandemic. What has that been like for you, first and foremost? Because 2019, life seems fine and good. You're doing the usual, wake up at 6, school run, kiss partner, hurry up and get ready. Come on. Oh my gosh. Boom, boom, get to work on time. 2020, things change in a matter of weeks. Talk to us about what it's been like mothering through the pandemic.
It has been hard. I'm going to say I was lucky to have given birth in 2019. So I was able to kind of miss that whole giving birth through the pandemic. So Lucas was born March 2019, and then I went back to work as well. So I was able to kind of have my pre-life before lockdown just came and locked us down and shut us down. I think the hardest thing for me was trying to work from home and then looking after a toddler. Back then, the first lockdown was really hard because Lucas was like just one, but he just wanted a lot of attention, and it was just too, like, I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to pull Felicia, my wig Felicia, I wanted to pull that off. It was a lot. It was very stressful, very demanding. And at the time, my manager wasn't really understanding about having a child at home and meeting the needs of the business. Like, the needs of the business still need to be met. it doesn't matter if it's a global pandemic. And I remember messaging Rex, I was like, why has she been like this? It is a whole pandemic. Like the bloody government, our prime minister has said it is unprecedented times. Unprecedented means we've never been here before. We don't understand what we're doing. We don't know what we're doing. So it was really, really challenging for me. And I think gradually as time has gone on, it's just gotten easier. I know how to juggle it. I send him into nursery. I'm that mom, like, yeah, you're going to nursery. I'm not going to be like, oh my gosh, there's a pandemic, there's COVID, I'm going to keep you at home. I've had those thoughts, but you're going to nursery because I've got work to do, because I've got bills to pay, like things still need to get done. So it's been really hard.
Real talk. I love that.
She was bad mind. That lady that you had was so bad mind. So I guess if you're working, who your employer with makes a big difference. So my employer was really good in the beginning. Like they were giving us time off that was paid, so you could reduce your working hours because the schools and the nurseries had closed. So that made it a bit easier for me in the beginning. But since then, I've been full-time and working, and it is very stressful because she doesn't go to nursery every day. So it is juggling. It's figuring out, how to respond to your emails, how to entertain your child. And I have worries as well about making her watch too much TV because they're already saying the kids, but this is across the board, the children are regressing. They're not as socially developed as they would have been if the pandemic wasn't happening. So those things right in the back of my mind, it is like a situation we can't avoid, but I'm still trying to like mitigate the risk of her being stunted. And like Shells, I gave birth in 2019. So we didn't give birth in a pandemic. If a mum gave birth in a pandemic, it's a whole new thing because your maternity leave experience is totally different. I had the ability to go to like baby groups and all these kind of things, whereas people have given birth since the lockdowns, they've just been inside. Like I've seen mums saying online, their babies haven't even met other children yet. And like when in the world in life has that ever happened where kids aren't able to interact with other kids? So it's tough for the parents out there right now.
Definitely. I am surprised though. I have to say, I'm surprised that so many of the managers in workplaces have been they've started off so accommodated and then they've just closed in on everything and been so harsh and so rough. And it's like, where's the work-life balance? Because they're not experiencing this as you. Because they're the manager, there's nobody hounding them down in the same way. So sometimes I have to wonder, how are you as mothers ever considering to say, you know what? I need to find another means and I need to get an additional hustle because somebody hounding me down. How does that affect your mental health? And how does that allow you to be most effective and caring and nurturing to your child as well as to your partner? Because it's affecting so many different dynamics and pulling you here and there and there. So again, shouts out to the mothers that have been blessed. It's still a blessing to give birth during a pandemic. And also shout out to the moms that are going through it because it's still early stages. None of your children are 5 or 6 where they can make themselves a toast or go to the toilet properly on their own like that, So it's many of those things that we have to consider and be mindful of, and that's definitely something that I feel like any mothers that are listening, any women that are listening, to bear that in mind for yourselves. If you're newly pregnant or just about to give birth, make sure that you let your workplace know that, hey, listen, I still need to make time to do the things that matter to my well-being as well as now my supreme responsibility at this time, which is way more important than meeting the needs of the business. Because if I'm not well, the needs of the business can't be met. So definitely, let's speak more on that though. How have you guys coped in that time though? Because 2019, you're feeling everything's good, baby's born, they're hitting their milestones. How are you now coping with this sudden change? Like, what are the things that you're doing? What tips can you give to the other ladies out there, to manage this newfound stress?
I think I would say, I know there's rules and you shouldn't like mix households and stuff like that, but there have been times that I live quite far out to everyone else. So I'm like, mum-in-law, you're taking Lucas this weekend. Like I need to breathe. Like I have him every single day. And I know he's my child, but you need to just utilize your support network as much as you can. And I know Boris has stipulated having support bubbles and stuff like that. Be imaginative, be creative with it and use your support bubbles, because honestly, you're not supposed to parent on your own. You're not supposed to do it independently. You're supposed to have support. So I would really stress the importance of knowing when you're gonna like burn out, or when you're at your the end of your tether, and just knowing when you actually just need some downtime, time to have a break, time to recollect yourself. I like to clean when I have a break, but it's therapeutic for me. But it's also doing things that need to be done whilst Lucas isn't around, like terrorizing me as well.
That's true. That's true. That sounds good. Racqs, what about you? What are your tips?
Same. You have to create the space for yourself. Like, you might not be lucky enough for people to create space for you and come and say, oh, have a break. You know, life's not perfect, doesn't always happen. So you have to like demand it. So you might have to go on strike or just say, I'm not doing this, I'm chilling. And yeah, I call on my mum all the time, or whoever. I'll be like, Mum, can you come up? Or I'll drop her off. So I'm not just doing it all on my own. I think asking for help, or recognizing you need help and asking for it, is imperative. So yeah, I really recommend doing that. Family, friends, whoever, help me out. Like, please give me a minute.
Definitely. I love that. And I also want to add to that as well and say that, hey, with everything that's going on with the restrictions and the guidelines, there's so many other little gems we can try and do, such as that meditation. You can try yoga at home. You can try, coming out of the house, going to the park quickly and coming back. A lot of people are now doing the whole, them have them plastic that they hang over the door, and you can pull it and it works your shoulders, it does this, it does that, all kind of different exercises going on. People are doing tantric meditation, people are journal keeping. So there's so many new options and things. Obviously, there's an influx of more internet usage, but people were social beings. So if you're not heavy on internet usage, you have to find the little things where you're still outside and you can still interact. If your cafe used to be open 3 days a week, now it's only 2, still take a moment to go into the cafe, talk to somebody, come home. Because if you're just always boxing, especially for the people, like if I'm a mother that lives just you and the child at home, and then the father lives elsewhere, or the father goes to work long hours and it's you and the child, sometimes it can just feel like you're just in these 4 walls by yourself. So again, it's important to get out, get some fresh air. Try and even, like you said, create your own baby groups where, okay, ladies, we're all going to meet at the park with our buggies. Everybody's going to stay 2 meters apart, but we're going to have a chat. We're going to let the kids see each other and wave a little bit. And then, all right, we'll go home and everything is blessed. So I love that we're sharing and working through the different tips and strategies. And it's not easy. It's not easy at all. And definitely for the fathers out there, or for the men out there that are, supporting with mothers, please be as very understanding as possible and give your full support, because it's a new stress on everybody. There's a new stress on the child, there's a new stress on you as the father or the male figure supporting, and it's stress on the mother as well. Let's talk about upbringing. Let's talk about how are you now raising your children in these times, because it's Mother's Day. We're talking about mothering, and I'm interested to know, are women, are you ladies still doing the traditional methods of rearing children and bringing up, or have you changed, in this last decade, or have you changed even in the pandemic? What you used to do, or what you thought you would be doing when you just gave birth, are you doing it now?
That's a really good question. I think there's obviously different stages in motherhood. So you have the newborn stage. Well, I'm going to refer to your baby, but you have the newborn stage. Then you have when they're like the little chubby baby, and then the toddler, and then obviously they're growing up, their children, etc. I think with each stage of parenting comes different challenges, and then there's also how you respond to those challenges. I say this on every single platform we go on, and I'll say it here too, like I'm very laid back in my parenting style. I think I differ a lot to my mum, and I'm going to compare to my mum because that's who I saw mothering, and my grandmother, but very different, very lax, very like, yeah, just kind of do your thing. I'm not going to put too many restrictions and too many boundaries in place, because I'm just like, at the end of the day, you're a child, like enjoy your childhood. I want Lucas to enjoy his childhood. I don't like, oh, don't touch this, don't do this, don't do that. It's just too much sometimes. Like, let kids just be kids. Like, they interfere, it's annoying, whatever. But yeah, so I just think in each stage of the child's life, they're growing up, there's just different things that you're going to have to implement as a parent. I don't think I've become any less lax or any more lax during the pandemic. I don't think my parenting style has changed any more so. I think obviously being with your child 24/7, like we've already said, it can have its impact on you. So you might take out whatever stresses you have on your child. And there have been moments where I'm like, Lucas, stop, like you're doing my head in, I can't deal with it. And I'm just like, hold on, this is not you, like rein it in. Like you always said you won't raise your voice. So why are you raising your voice? Why are you getting upset? So I think there's definitely that thing of being around your child too much. Like I feel for the parents who've had to do homeschooling, then you have to do like, it's a lot, like you're doing too many different things at once. And you can be pushed a little bit to the end.
I hear you. Racqs, what about you?
I'm trying to think. The only thing I think that's changed is screen time. Like before, I was really anti, or I'd be like, no, not much a day at all. But because where I'm juggling work, sometimes she's got to have multiple hours a day. So that's something that's different. But I have been thinking about my parenting more recently. So growing up, my family, especially my gran, she was just so big on manners and respect. Like manners and respect, manners and respect. Anything you do, have manners and respect, it will carry through the world. And that's just been drilled into like my spine, my whole life. And so I like seeing manners. I like when people are manners-able. I like seeing children say like, please and thank you. To my daughter, she's been taught, yes, please, mummy. No, thank you, mummy. But recently I'm thinking like, is this coming from slavery where we're like, yes, massa, no, massa? Do I want her out in places with random people like, yes, please, no, thank you, and like seeking permission to do certain things? So I have started to challenge my thoughts in a way. Yes, I do like when children have manners, but also you're no one's slave, no one's your master. So I want to be a bit different in how I apply it, kind of thing. So yeah, I'm thinking about that personally. What do you think about that?
I love that comparison. I love that. Because you know, when as soon as you mention anything about slavery and history and that, you get me ticking. Definitely, that is something to consider. I don't think it necessarily stems from slavery, because I feel like as a people, as different cultures and societies, that level of manners and respect has always been there, no matter what part of the world you're in. It's just a matter of, I am the elder, you are the child. There must be a certain level of respect. Obviously, I agree with you. We shouldn't overdo it and just give people the world of respect and them don't do nothing for it, but just common courtesy. And I feel like that is something that is shared amongst all walks and all cultural spans of life. So definitely that's something to be mindful of.
Do you know what? I agree with you, because I do see it in like, so I'm from the Caribbean, but I see it in like the West African and African cultures. You respect your elders. Some people have to prostrate, etc. But I don't see them doing the please and thank you thing as much as Caribbean people seem to do it. What do you guys think? Maybe I'm more exposed to it within my own community, but I don't see anyone else like please after everything, thank you after everything, and the name on the end too.
That is interesting. I think there's different variations of respect. So like in different cultures, as we've said, like if you're seeing the elders, some people you need to greet like you're stooping, like that's your elder. I think that even surpasses saying please or thank you. Do you get what I mean? And then the please and the thank yous is just a cultural thing in the UK, in Britain, that's seen as okay, manners. Oh yes, please, sir, and no thank you. Do you know what I mean? So I just think it's a cultural thing. But it's really interesting. It's really interesting. I try and get Lucas to say yes, please. He does say, he says, please, mummy. If he doesn't say mummy at the end, I don't mind. Like, you don't have to, you know, I'm your mum. I'm your mother. So as long as you say yes, please, or no, thank you, I respect that you've been mannerful enough to me in that, and you're realizing that I've given you something in whatever. So it's just an exchange of language, I guess, and cultural stuff.
Yeah. I agree with both of you, and I feel like there's a somewhat of a contrast with the British culture, though, because depending on the age of the person, I feel like the older British people, so the 50 and above, when they see you, good morning, good morning. The younger, when you see them, good morning is, why are you saying hello to me? I don't know you. Who are you? And coming from the Caribbean, everybody is see, morning, yes, Rasta. Yes, King. Yes, I. Blessed Empress. Everything. Yeah, everybody and anybody. Yes, Mrs. Jones. Yes, Massa. All right. Yes. So it's very interesting that there's similarities and differences there, and I feel like it does reflect in our communication to the most part. And without a doubt, definitely children should learn manners, because sometimes they have this abruptness and the sharpness that is, that's like, hold on, who are you? Why you feel like that is a good way to communicate? And then it transcends even into adulthood. I always remember a story where my mom told me when I just came to this country and I was young, and that time Woolworths was in Brixton. So if you know where the H&M now is in Brixton, that used to be Woolworths. And this tall 6-foot man walked past and stepped on me, and I'm with my granduncle, and I was pulling back and I said, hey, you can't say sorry. And my granduncle's looking like, what the hell are you doing pulling this man's trousers and you're not even 10 or 9 yet? And it's just those are the things of, you know, where respect is due, respect must be given at all times. And it's definitely something that children must maintain. Speaking of the screen time, how are you navigating that? Because I see that with my godson. He love the screen time. Like, I have a second phone, and sometimes if him can't get for watch Thomas the Tank or Peppa Pig or anything else, it's like him can't do nothing. And it's like, yo, how do you juggle that and navigate that and say, all right, cool, 1 hour here, or switch it up with on the different things on the screen time, and then do some coloring here, do some Lego here. I don't know, because when you see them watching TV, they can give 3 hours of that. But if you ask them to build a block or do something, they won't. Any little challenge, them stop. What are your views on that?
The thing is, it's bad now. It's bad. It's gotten to the point where I'm like, okay, maybe there's some addiction there. The dopamine has got them excited, because literally as soon as Lucas wakes up, it's mom in his little croaky voice. He'll come into our bed, and then it's like iPad, Bing Bunny. These are the first things he's saying every single day now. And I'm just like, he wasn't doing that before. Like, when you had the routine, when you was going to nursery, it wasn't that. Like, he would literally have half an hour in between dinner and bedtime, and then it was bath. But now, because he's been exposed to just sitting on the iPad, or whilst we're trying to do things, or whilst we've been working, he now knows, okay, cool, whenever they're doing something, I can ask for the iPad and they're going to give it to me. So he's really smart in that respect. I think children are really smart. I don't know how to manage it. So I'm here to take any tips. I'm sure Racqs has got some tips. I try and intervene. I try and say, you know what, actually, let's do something else. Let's do another activity. Let's go outside. But how long can I do that activity for? He's going to get bored after a while. Even with colouring, he'll start breaking the pencils or chewing the thing off. He's like not into it. He's running away. He's doing something else. So then he'll just go back to the iPad. And I'm just like, you know what can I do? What can I actually do?
It's a lot, and it's the age of children now, like the current generations, maybe from like naught, because they're literally watching it when they're coming out the womb now, up until, I don't know, what, the 10 or 12-year-olds. It's just screen. It's all they know. And for me, it's scary, because like, what are the impacts going to be down the line? I've mentioned before somewhere else, I've read like studies, they say if they're exposed to it too much in their really early years, like under 2 years old, it can lead to an increased risk of autism. And then also they say a lot about social interaction. Their ability to social interact significantly plummets, because whilst they're on their screen, they're missing out on human interaction. And all of that over time is a huge, huge trade-off. Like, even when I had a Myers 2-year check with the health, what they call them? They got these people that do the yeah. And her question was straight away, because of the pandemic, she knows what's going on. She was like, how is she doing developmentally? How much screen time is she having? Because they know that due to lockdown, the kids are watching way more screen time, and it's affecting how they're developing. So it's hard. But the reason why us parents do it is because it's easy. Like, if you want a break, or you cannot spend all your time entertaining and stimulating, the easy get out is just put something on. Because right now I'm alone with my daughter. She's watching YouTube, and she hasn't come in here to interfere. So people need a break, or they're not up to entertaining all the time. It's an easy get out, but it's a problem, because if I go switch it off, when I'm ready to go switch it off, there's going to be a tantrum. She's going to be railing up and flinging. When that happens, I'm like, that's a sign, this is really bad, because I don't want it to get to a stage where she can't communicate with anyone because she wants her TV. Because even before the lockdowns, if you'd go into a restaurant as well, whereas when we were younger, we were sat around the table, I don't know, doing our little colouring, engaging in conversation. The kids now, they're in a phone. They are just in a phone. So is it going to be a thing where that's just the norm? We go out, kids are just constantly on their phones. Are they going to be able to talk to people? Are the future generations just going to be literally in their phones 24/7? Who knows? But in terms of managing it, I thought about getting a sand timer, actually, so that when she gets her screen time, I turn it, and then when it's done, you've had your limit and that's it. So I'm thinking about doing that. But what I do at the moment, I just keep like a mental check. Like I'll know how many shows she's watched or how long it's been. And even though I know the tantrum's coming when I turn it off, I turn it off and you can have your tantrum and she will do it. But after that, she'll go to, I don't know, building blocks or just doing something else. Because sometimes they're left to their own devices, they can find a way to entertain themselves. Like they might be more annoying or like make more noise. But yeah, she finds a way to entertain herself, whether it's, I don't know, trying to draw on something or pull down clothes or cover her face in Vaseline. This is what we done. We were up to no good in the house.
Straight up. And I feel like it's almost sounding now like you've got to create like a play circuit for the children now. So it's like, okay, cool. You're going to start here with YouTube, Sandtimer, bam. Then you're going to paint, then there's going to be a specific part of the wall that I've put bare white paper on. You can draw. That should take you like another half an hour. Then you're going to have probably lunch. Then you're probably going to nap. Wake up. All right, I give you, we're going to go outside. Boom. Because by that time, that should be a certain time in the day for you to say, all right, cool, I can go outside. We're going to go outside. We're going to play on the swings. We're going to come back. We're going to look at something. And then we're going to talk about what you've done outside. We're going to write it down. Then it's all right, cool. You can have YouTube again while I'm doing work. Then change again. So it's almost like you got to build like a crash course and take it like that. Because I'm feeling it for the mothers. I'm feeling it for the fathers. I'm feeling it for the mothers as well. Because like I said, it's most of you guys are at home that have that additional burden. It's like, yo, how do you manage that? How do you manage that effectively?
What you described as well as a lot of work. And honestly, not everyone's got the time or the interest in doing all that. When I say it's so much easier to have the TV on all day because it's less stress. Whereas what you described, if someone's like working or just not feeling up to it themselves that day, to be planning out a whole course of activities, it's just so much easier for people to just turn the TV on. So I completely understand why it's happening.
And I just wanted to add to that, if your work is very demanding, like some people in terms of their roles, it can be quite flexible. Like I know people who have long breaks throughout the day. My job is extremely demanding. Like if I'm gone for even 10 minutes, I've got a stash of emails or people have called my phone and I need to be there. So I'm literally stuck to my laptop. So what I've seen it as is, okay, he sees me doing my laptop stuff and he doesn't even know what I'm doing on the laptop. For all he knows, I'm on whatever, watching stuff or doing stuff. So he's seen me invest a lot of time into some form of device or whatever. So how dare you come and tell me that I can't have the TV on for this long or be on the iPad when you're sitting there on your laptop as well. So I feel like there has to be a balance, and it's like children obviously copy what they see and they imitate what they see. So if they see mommy and daddy in their laptops like this, trust me, they're going to want to do it as well.
Definitely. So folks watching, mothers watching, parents watching, carers watching, please do implement a timetable. As tedious, as demanding, as stressful as it is, a little timetable goes a long way. And again, I want to take this moment to thank the ladies for joining us. Don't forget to follow them on MamaDramaPod as well. Shouts out to the sponsor, Best of the Best BOTB. They do the best giveaway competitions. You can win your dream car. Stop stressing it. Whatever you want to drive a new car. But no, someone will watch this right now and you need a new car, or you're thinking about a new car because you just want something to lift your spirits when all of this is over. You know, when coffee says, where will we go? Yeah, you want turn it up in the car. You're driving your new car that you want, and Best of the Best. Click the link in the description below and enter the competition. It's cheap as chips, £1.50. That's a steak bake from Greg's. And do the tournament and stand a chance of winning your dream car and some life-changing money. You never know. So once again, that's the sponsors, Best of the Best. And we're doing it right here on Doing It 365. Make we move on now. Like we talk about the homeschooling, because I, as a godparent, have seen the level of stress it put parents through. And even me, when I'm with my godchildren, I'm a godson, I'm a goddaughter, and their parent leaves me with tasks for them to do, I'm like, yo, hold on. Them kind of things, yo. And then it's like me having to find out the answer or do it and then keep them simulated so that they can do it with me. What? Stress. So how has homeschooling been for you both? And do you now have found a new respect for teachers?
I think obviously we don't have to do any homeschooling because they're not of school age, i.e. statutory education, so they're not 5 yet. But just making sure they know their basics, like when they're 2, they should start kind of stringing sentences together. They should know simple stuff like Lucas can able to count, and just being able to like identify parts of their body. So just being able to do like the basics. I think we had Shireen on when we done our live not too long ago, and actually it was really interesting to see, like, obviously that teachers are still teaching, teachers are still there, they're still supporting. So if parents aren't able to actively able to like actually grasp what the curriculum is, because it's not basic arithmetic times tables or whatnot, they're doing a whole host of different things. And even with English, it's just like, why make it so complicated? Why? But obviously, because the children are in school and they've been learning this, you would hope that they kind of can pick it up and would know, oh yeah, but they don't, because they're learning something new. So I actually do take my hat off to parents who have been teaching the whole UK, British, whatever it is, the curriculum, because it's a whole different kettle of fish. And I think it was me, I'll probably just bring it back to basics, like get the chalk out and literally 1 + 1 is 2, 10 times 10, know your times table, know your division, know your arithmetic, and that'll be me done for the day. Your English, like we need to read a book, read a chapter. What were your thoughts? I'll keep it basic. I'll probably stray and diverge because I'm not trying to stress myself out and I'm not trying to stress my child out because I don't know what I'm doing. So that's what I would probably do. But yeah, they need to do their homework.
A big respect to the teachers, man. And I feel like a lot of parents, they'll appreciate the teachers even more now, having been through it. Because it's easy to like send your kid to school every day. It's like free childcare, isn't it? Like people love it. Yeah, you're going to school. See you later. Go learn how to read a book. Go learn this. Get your GCSEs. But now parents know what it's actually like to try and keep a child entertained or learning each day. And my cousin, her son's like 7, and she's had to work and go through his lesson, and they've got to join the Zoom session and make sure the homework done. And she's stressed out every single day because her work don't stop. Her meetings don't stop, yet still she's got to try and ensure he's on schedule and doing class. So it's hard. In my workplace as well, people have to, they're working like unusual hours. So when it was the homeschooling time, they'd be away from like their work laptop during the day because they're having to watch their kid on Zoom or help their kid with the homework. And then when the kids go, school day's over, that's when their work day begins. So it's literally non-stop.
So
and
like,
then
that work from 4 till 10.
Yeah. That's what people do. People at workplace are working all midnight, 1 a.m. They're sending emails. They don't turn off, and it's been so rough. It is hard. I try a bit with Amaya when she's home, like going through her colours and stuff, but I can get frustrated as well because work's still demanding, and I'm like, what colour's this? What colour's that? But yeah, we can't come and kill ourselves, innit? Everyone's in the same boat at the end of the day. There'll be a big catch up mission that's going to go on after. But I guess that's what's good. Everyone's in the same boat. Like if your child has fallen behind, it's a pandemic. We can't be too hard on ourselves with anything. Gaining weight, kids falling behind, too much screen time. It's a whole pandemic. We've never been here before. Like just making it out alive is what we need to do. And with our mental health as good as it can be as well.
Definitely. I love that. So, but again, shout out to the teachers, man. Teachers, if you watch this, click the link in the bio. Make sure you follow MamaDramaPod and make sure you enter the competition as well. Win something we can cheer up on a life. Let's move on though. Let's talk about the dynamics of the relationships between mother and father when children are born, and especially now during the pandemic, because like I said, this thing is really pulling everybody astray. Do you think that there's an over stigmatization of the single mother situation? Do you think there's like too much of a bad paintbrush on it? Like, oh, you're a single mother, oh my God. What's your thoughts on that? And do you feel like that's now been heightened since the pandemic?
That's a good question. I personally feel that let's just take the pandemic away. There has always been the stigmatization of the single, and I say that single mother. And that's just because of the systems that we're born into, and having these ideals of how a family should look and what the ideal family looks like, and obviously how that then impacts the child. What I am going to say to the flip of that is, like I always say, a child needs both parents involved. I always say it. Children benefit from having dad there. Children benefit from having mum there. And I definitely feel that children benefit from having both parents in the same household, because they can see their parents, they can see that whatever. I know people then like to flip it and say, well, what if their relationship ain't good and whatnot, as a way to kind of, I don't know, boost a single mother or to make her feel, I don't know what it is, but I feel like at the end of the day, a family dynamic is the family dynamic. It is what it is. The circumstances are what they are. But children just need their basic needs met. They need to be loved. They need to have shelter. They need to have warmth, food, clothing. They need affection. And if they can get it from one parent, excellent. If they can get it from both parents, that's even better. And if they can get it from a whole community, then you're raising the next president, or you're raising whoever. So I just think that at the moment, there's a lot being said, there's a lot going online, and people are saying here, whatever. But at the end of the day, that's their circumstances, and what can we do, really?
I'm tired of single moms getting bashed. It's just so tiring. Ah, my gosh, people do have a lot of chat for them, and I just find it really annoying. It's like, what's your own? And there's never the equivalent amount of energy for the person who's not in the picture. Like, this single mom landed the situation, and she's just trying to do her best, you know, struggling if she is, succeeding if she is, whatever. But she'll just be attacked from people and get like bad looks and stuff. It's 2021. Hopefully we're going to move away from that. But I don't know, because I see people younger than us who might be single, not in a relationship, and they don't have children, but they still have a lot of chat for single mothers. I think their job's just hard enough as it is. They don't need society or anyone else bashing them. In terms of the impact of the pandemic, I think they're probably having a harder time than they would have outside of the pandemic, because you're isolated on your own in your house. It might be harder to get to your support where you otherwise might. And in regards to what you say about the impact on relationships, yeah, children in general impact relationships. For a pandemic you got even more stressors. There's hope of stress, because in normal life, like, it's easier to pop out to your friends, girls' night, guys' night, whatever. Now everyone's cooped up in the house if they're together. Gyms are closed. There's no release or downtime. So yeah, it's tense. I think it's tense across the country.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. It's definitely tense across the country, and I just want to implore people to use all the possible options to also relax the stress, because, as you said, you can't come and kill yourself. You see me? So it is very interesting to hear that when a child comes into play now, the dynamics of the relationship changes. There's this stigma with single mothers, and I feel like definitely it's almost sometimes you feel like women are like, you know what, that's already my fate. I feel like some women are like, yeah, that's my fate. I'm ready, I'm prepared for that. Like, that's what it is. And that's kind of scary. Because it's like, no, like, this was a two-way interaction. You're not able to create this blessing without me, or a man, bestowing this blessing onto you and allowing you to cultivate it. So it's definitely something to bear in mind. And I feel like as mothers, there you ladies are, or you as a group are good at having the mothering groups and having the WhatsApps, but also probably now in these times it probably seems as if to say you're hearing the same noise from more angles. So sometimes it can feel like it's just closing in on you. And just want to encourage people to try and find different social groups, join different groups on Facebook, you know, watch something funny, like go and re-watch something, like try and make something. Obviously the gyms are closed, like you said, that was a lot of people's escape. And obviously also as well, moms, hello, can I remind you, you're listening, you're looking, we love the FUPA them, yeah, because I know Holy Powner, I got have the furlough FUPA. We appreciate furlough FUPA. Afro Nation is coming, Soca Weekender is coming. We want to see the FUPA in the 2-piece bikini or the one-piece swimsuit. Don't worry. FUPAs we love. want a little, you see me?
I'm literally rubbing mine right now. It's my comfort. I just sit here stroking my stomach.
Comment right
I think we need to, embrace the fupa, man. Everyone's like, I need to get my body back, and I think that there's a lot of pressure for mums. And I was looking at some picture, Keisha, her body, like we know she got surgery beforehand, but then now it's even more, and you would think, oh my gosh, I need to look like that. The pressure is there, like it's real for women, like every single day, like even like the imagery that men post or repost or share of the idol or the woman that they like or they fantasize about or having whatever, it's hard, and I just think that if men, like what you've just done, just said, you know what, we love it, like we actually love it, like your body is real, like we appreciate the realness, you've had a baby, you're going to have a little bit of tummy jingling here, whatever, a few stretch marks here and there, but we love and appreciate your body. I feel like more women would feel, actually, you know what, I love my body too, and they'll feel or have that confidence. But then equally, women, we just need to say, we've got it, you're still looking good, you're still looking fleeky, you've still got it, your baby loves up on you, and everyone who knows you for who you are loves you too. So honestly, just love and appreciate the body. Like if you want to work out, if you don't want to work out like me and you're happy with not working out, don't work out. It is not by force.
That's the main thing I want people to understand in from this moment in the episode. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not by force. Don't come and stress out yourself to get the six-pack in time for wireless or for whatever event is happening or for June the 21st, because you're going to go to all the restaurants anywhere and you're going to nyam and then you're going to be, oh, no, hello, relax, take time with it. You see me?
I would say the pressure is actually very stupid. The pressure is insane, and people might think they're not adding to it, but generally there's a notion of a woman becoming washed up once she becomes a mother. It's like she's damaged good or her time is done. She's been spoiled because she's had children, and on top of it, if your body hasn't gone back to how it looked when you was 18, it's like, oh, you're tired, you're finished. So women do feel pressure. There's so many women who have gone to do mummy makeover. It's a popular thing. People want to get their body back to what it was like pre-baby because of Instagram, because it's what we think or what people think men like, or it's how they will feel good. You don't feel good unless you get the nip and tuck. And unfortunately, people are dying on these tables. So it's mad. And it even affects women who haven't had children. There are women, late 20s, early 20s, haven't had a kid, whatever, but are paying down money to get the body done. And then we'll say, oh, it's not because of men, it's for our own self-esteem. It's all interlinked. It's all interlinked.
All and definitely. Shells, please add.
I was saying literally what Racqs just said. I mean, a lot of women, we do say it's for ourselves, we do this for ourselves. And there's an element to us doing things for ourselves. But ultimately, if you were to do all of that for yourself and still not get any attention, it would really harm your self-esteem. So at the end of the day, what Racqs said, it's all interlinked. We are doing it to be people pleasers. We are doing it for our counterparts, which are males, because if you are attracted to guys, you want guys to look at you, you want guys to notice you if you're single, obviously, or you want your man to be into you still, or to still fancy you like he did before. So ultimately, we're doing it for our counterparts. And you just need to just live. Like, you've got one life to live. It's like seriously not the end of the world if you got a little fupa.
Exactly.
I've got a question, Mr. Man. So when you say like rock the fupa, you generally find the mum body in its natural state. When I say mum body natural state, I'm talking about the stereotypes where people talk about fupa, stretch mark. Do you personally find that stuff just as attractive as a woman without it? And what do you think about like your male counterparts and your friends? Do you think they generally like the real woman?
I'm going to say yes. Obviously, there's a degree to everything. Some men don't mind if you have a little bit of fupa and a little bit of stretch mark. Some men, they like the BBWs. One them big. Hey, biggie. Hey, mumpy, fluffy. You me are talking of sweetness. More. And some man come to you and say, "Want to fatten you up." And I just talk about belly baby and cook a big meal and make you feel nice. You see me? So definitely for me personally, I appreciate the natural bodies. The whole thing of cutting up yourself and nip and tuck. And I'm like, okay, cool. I can appreciate that as well. But I just feel like, is that really you? Are you in your true essence and in your true state? Because when you breed again, you're gonna have to go run and go sit down and get cut up and stitch up again for your next 5 to 10 grand when we're gonna use that money to do something else. At some point, you're gonna have to stop. Don't get it twisted. People want the easy. I understand it. We live in a world and a society of convenience. You want to look good. You want to feel good. You want to, when you, because for you're right, for the most part, when women look in the mirror, they're not thinking about men first and foremost, looking at yourself and saying, yo, am I happy with myself? And then they will say, wow, go on social media and then they're going to see Keisha Cole, they're going to see this one, that one, Bria Miles, all of them. Oh, shizzle, that's how they look. And then they're going to see the attention that those women get, and they're going to think, rotted like that. So it's definitely important. I do feel men appreciate that. And I do understand that some men say, nah, they want the woman to be fit, slim, trim, and each to their own. But we as men and women need to just make sure that we're a little less so demanding of people. No, come as you are and let's work together. All right, change that a little bit. You're not big on the gym, we could go for a walk. Because that's how it started. I'm so funny. My mom was telling me a story the other day, how this couple, the man used to always ride bicycles. He did it for a living. He did it as a regular thing. And he would always encourage his wife, yo, come and ride with me, come and ride with me, come and do it. Just, it's not about losing weight. It's just something to do. It's a hobby now. It's not about losing weight. And she never, ever did it really like that. And then, when he passed away sadly, that's when she started to pick it up and do it religiously till she start entering a competition and win prize. And you understand? So sometimes we need to do the things that we love and that are good for us regularly, just for us as well as our partner. So like how it's Mother's Day as well, I want the women and the mothers to do the little things that are good for you. Spoil yourself in a different way. So if say you ain't been able to go to the foot spa, do your own little foot spa, and sometimes your kids might want to jump in and do that. Get your partner, say to him, yo, I want a foot massage, give him a foot massage. I know some ladies are afraid of feet, and some man foot through football and foot look like them run through cabbage patch too much time. But yeah, man, there's a little things like that just to be a bit nicer and be a bit more understanding and really look at someone and appreciate them for what they are and what that, wow, say you look good. Like, we can sit through everything and say, you're nice, you're all right still. You get me? Put on a little, calming, so your lips look lush again and everything. So it's definitely important to have that, and have that connection, which is true. It's important to have that chemistry. You must be able to look at your partner and say, yeah, they're attractive. And also as men, remember, you're the reason why she has that stretch mark now, why she has that foot now, because she's just giving birth. So you have to support her now and say, all right, yeah, what? Love you like a fresh vegetable. So come here, let me. Yeah, man. This is why reggae nice, This is why good woman love artists, because they will sing songs for you and make you feel nice no matter how you look. And that's the important thing. So definitely to better it, man. And I feel like the mothers definitely need to do that and indulge. Still, like you said, the mental strain that this thing has had on us. I feel like this Mother's Day, the women need extra little love up and care, isn't it? And of course, the man them must provide that. And even if it's just you as mothers, as friends, treat each other. Everyone link up and say, all right, cool, let's do a little cook up or something. There's so many ways to do it like that. Definitely, I feel like we can't go around bashing each other, body shaming. So yeah, next question. Speaking of mothers and relationships and things, what are some of the things that you ladies do to, keep yourself looking nice, feeling nice for yourself and for your partner?
Are you asking what we do right now?
Yeah, right now.
Nothing. No, I'm not gonna lie. Let me not lie on here. Okay, so I did paint my toenails. Like I do, before, when I was much younger, before I had little cash to go here and there, I used to paint my toenails, and I kind of made it into my little hobby. Like I really enjoyed painting toenails, painting my nails, and I'll do it to perfection. So I can actually give myself a pedicure. But I've been lazy, like actually lazy. I just can't be bothered. But yesterday I actually took off the nail varnish, cut my toenails down. They broke as well because they grew so long. But yeah, I try and make sure. I know that he likes my toes like being done. Like that has to that's just standard. Like if your toenails are not done, he's not looking at what is going on. So toenails have to be done. And if they're not done, at least file down, cut, whatever. So I try and do that.
Is he helping you to do that though? Is he?
What do you mean?
Will he come and file? Will he come?
No. I'm a perfectionist. So it has to be in a certain shape. I'm not trying to let anyone touch. Even when I go to the nail shop, if they don't get it right, we're coming back to the drawing board. You're taking off and we're starting again because my toes have to be looking a certain way. So yeah, and I try. I've been very neglectful of self. Like this morning, I shaved my legs. So yeah, I've done a bit of that too. So not being hairy because I'm quite hairy. I don't know if you guys can see my arms, but yeah, I shaved my legs. So there we go. So those are little things, just little things, man. I do a little bit of face care here and there, but that's when I feel like it. Have a hot bath and just play some music to myself. Yeah. So that's me really. I don't do too much.
I love that. Racqs, what about you?
I'm trying to think what I've been doing. I actually bought a foot spa so I can do my home pedicures because obviously nail shops lock off. Since having Amaya, before I had my Amaya, I'll do my nails regularly, but since having her, I really don't. I just keep my natural nail, which I don't know, maybe that's a bad thing, but I'm quite comfortable with it, having my natural nail. What else have I done? I was doing online workouts to make me feel good. Obviously, there'll be physical benefits elsewhere, but that was just for my own well-being, and I was loving that. And then I'll try to like make time, like you have like a movie night, a nice this, nice desserts, nice that. But that's by no means on a regular basis because I'm tired myself.
Yes, that's true. And that's what it's all about. It's not saying it has to be every week or every other day, but you just have a set weekend in mind in the month and say, all right, this is our weekend. Send Amaya or Louis Castanani or to Uncle Trevor or to Auntie Susie, and I just this weekend, and we ain't got to do that. We can literally just sit down here on the sofa or in the bed, curl up, do footsie, and watch Netflix and sleep. And that's it. That's how we.
That's literally it.
That's it. And you hug up and you just feel good and say, all right, cool. What you want to eat? What you want to drink? Like, let's go for a walk. You know how nice a walk is. Remember, so we can go for a walk. Them can't stop your liberty like that. Go for a walk. If you live near to a canal or get to some nice greenery, go for a walk, sit down, have a little outdoor picnic. It might be it's a little warmer now, so you can have a little outdoor picnic and all that good stuff, and just even try something like affirmations together as well. So just stand in the mirror and be like, I appreciate this about you, this about you, this about you, I love this about you, this about you, this about you, and look at each other and say it in the mirror as well. You know how powerful that is? Looking at the mirror, say it now. I am a blessed woman. Want to say it now?
I am a blessed woman.
Yeah, I am a blessed woman. It's true. Power.
I am highly favored and appreciated.
Oh,
I am highly favored and appreciated.
Yeah, what the affirmation is. What is this? I thought I was getting Oh my Lord. But yeah, man. This has been a fantastic conversation. I've truly enjoyed it. It's been really nice to sit down with these two ladies from MamaDramaPod and get insights into what the mothers need, what the mothers are doing, how they're coping, how they're surviving. And especially, it's important in these times to do the extra that we can for them. Any last words before we go, ladies? Any questions for me?
Any questions for you? What are you doing for your mom? What have you got planned?
I have nothing planned right now as yet.
You've left it a bit short.
Yeah, I have left it a bit short. That's bad of me. But I know she likes orchids, so that's why there's an orchid back here. All right, obviously, I'm not going to take this one from the studio and but yeah. It definitely probably be something like cook, eat together. She does enjoy when we have like breakfast together, dinner together. She does like that because obviously, if I'm working or anything and I'm rushed off, she's like, oh, we haven't had family bonding time together. So yeah, that's definitely something essential. So yeah, I'll probably do something like that. So yeah, and that's it. Probably eat something. Probably get one of her favorite ice creams because she does love a good dessert, and take it from there. So
that
yeah,
sounds
good.
that's
It does.
What's up.
And
guys,
anyone
us mums are
listening,
not. Yeah, go on.
yeah, I'll say anyone with a mother or a mother in their life, show them the appreciation and the love. Like, don't just take it lightly of, oh, it's just another consumer day. Da, da, da. I hate people say that because it's like, are you showering people with gifts all the other days of the year? Probably not. So when the one day comes, don't complain. Just do the most, because people aren't here forever. We're not all here forever. So if you can show them a little bit of love, I beg you, do it.
Yeah, and I was going to say, mums do not ask for a lot, trust me. Like, most mums just want to show that they're loved, like, and that's even a hug. If you don't hug often, if you're not a hugger, give your mum a hug. If you don't tell your mum you love her, tell her you love her. Even if you don't want to speak and you want to write it down, you can write it down. Mums, we like to keep these sentimental things, and we do those sorts of things. So yeah, mums don't need the utmost. And I know we're going to see on the grams the mums posing with their big bunch of flowers and then all the gifts that they were bought. Like, seriously, it's not only about that. It's just about truly appreciating the mum that you have, because we only get one mother, you only get one mum, and you do get one dad, but one mum. And yeah, you just gotta love up on your mama.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Once again, folks, this is Doing It 365. It's been a pleasure having the ladies, Shells and Racqs on Mama Drama Pod. Please be sure to follow them on all their platforms. The links to their Instagram, their Twitter, and their Spotify page are in the description box below. If you've enjoyed this episode, please leave a comment saying what you enjoyed, what tips, what suggestions you have. We always watch it back. We always like to see, and obviously for any future moms that are going to watch it, they'll get some tips and some tricks as well. Please remember to click that notification bell, comment, subscribe, and lastly, use the description link below to enter the best of the best competition to win your dream car or a life-changing holiday away or money or experience. This has been Doing It 365. I've been your host, Influential, for the lovely MamaDrama Pod. Take care, have a wonderful day, and enjoy your Mother's Day. Peace.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.